the hit. Here it go.
Free your mind.
A perfect way to start this series is this book, Behave, by Robert Sapolosky. Let's just discuss the idea that we have different layers in our brain which control the different functions in our behaviors. In the 1960s, John McLean introduced this concept that we had 3 layers of our brain in his model entitled The Triune Brain. Level 1 deals with our ancient brain. We would say it helps manage our regulatory and automatic responses. So an example of this would be you start to feel cold. And in feeling cold, this layer of the brain signals to your muscles that you should shiver. So layer 2 is actually a more evolved layer of our brain. And this layer, we process emotions. So this is a part of our brain that we share with mammals. So an example of this would be you're feeling unloved. And when you feel unloved, the layer 2 then signals to layer 1 to initiate a feeling of hunger, but not just a regular sensation of hunger, but a craving for comfort foods. So the concept of eating your feelings is a real thing. Layer 3 in our brain, which I believe is the most important, dealing with the prefrontal cortex, is what sets us apart from other species on this planet. Layer 3 deals with and it focuses on cognition, memory storage, sensory processing, abstractions, philosophy, and also naval contemplation. So an example of this would be you watch a scary movie. And in watching a scary movie, you process that in layer 3. Then layer 2 deals with the emotions connected to that experience, and it senses the emotion of fear. So layer 2 then sends to layer 1, which controls the automatic and regulatory functions for you to shiver. So, ooh, that was scary. All of that happens within a millisecond in your brain to process that emotion. So layer 3, like I said, is probably the most important layer of our brain when we're talking about processing our emotions through our experiences. I want to touch on the fact that how the layers interact with one another. They don't have to happen in 3, 2, 1 in a unidirectional pattern. They're actually bidirectional, where each layer of the brain influences each other. And the more we get into this series of Free Your Mind Fridays, the more I will begin to explain how each layer is connected to a different organ in the brain, or a different region in the brain, or a different stress hormone in the brain, and how those stress hormones and sections and regions in organs, how those can influence the different layers. So it's not as simple as 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you enjoyed this little series that I'm starting. If there's something you want to know, you can always DM me, hit me in the comments below. We can talk about it. You know, listen, if any of y'all are scientists or whatever, check me if I'm wrong. I'm always open for correction, or if you even want to add to the conversation. But in order for us to really understand how Black families behave, we have to know what's going on neurologically, and we have to know what's going on in our brains, and how the things that we're experiencing in America or in our family units, how that impacts the way in which we function. So stay tuned. See you guys next Friday. Free your mind.